Hey everybody. We did the allergy class this weekend, and there was a bunch on like emotional responses and lower emotions, and I'd kind of like to hit some of that just right off the bat. We're still going to do a little Q&A, but let's start off with doing a protocol, if you don't mind. And so let's do. If you didn't join us on the weekend and you want the PDF, just email Plant Prana Calendar and we'll get that out to you. But let's start off right off the bat. We'll do the stress response, okay? So this helps to temper anytime you feel like displaced, overwhelmed. Stress is when we get pushed out of balance. And so actually even like meditation, you have this expanded state actually induces a stress response in the body, a deeper connection to a partner, where you feel more love actually will cause a stress response. And so stress isn't necessarily always a byproduct of something negative happening. It is anytime you're pushed out of your comfort zone or your normal operating parameters, whatever we want to call that. And so sometimes even deep healing will cause a stress response. A shift in the body or body's alignment will cause a stress response. Stress is something that we're always managing when we're in a body. And so I like to try to go at that several different ways. And so this is one of the ways we're making a like kind of a simplified approach that you can also do with people that you're either working with or family members, peers, whatever. And so where it's not even really following a pattern, but for right now we're going to do something where we're following a pattern. So with that, let's have you pull out either marjoram, if you have kava, great, rue, sitka, spikenard, valerian, vetiver, jasmine. If you're following along from the allergies booklet, I'm on the top of page 20. So if you have any of those, pull that out.
And you can type in, if you don't have any of those oils, you can type it in to me at Apothecary Geek, or you can type it in just in the regular chat box.
I think we're good. Okay, so just take a moment and just contemplate your body, your emotions, your mind, just where you're at, your day, the last week or so, just kind of the state that you're in. A lot of times with the state of stress or stress state, however you want to say it, we really don't sometimes realize that we're stressed out until it goes away. Until you stop doing your activity, until you stop and rest, or you have a hard time resting. Over the next month or so, we're going to do a lot more education on stress and just the stress response and just simple things that you can do, simple tips with things that you already have. And well, we'll talk about that later. But right now, let's go ahead and have you begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your navel. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your navel. Continue to inhale. Your awareness is on your navel. Let's have you move over to your spleen. the area below your ribs on the left-hand side. Now go to your low back area opposite the navel, the Ming Men. Long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is still on the low back, the navel. And your awareness now is on the sex chakra. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the sex chakra. The bottom of your tailbone, the basic chakra. Your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone. Your awareness is on the soles of your feet. Just be still, be aware. Keep your eyes closed, just be still. Notice how you feel. Notice your body, your emotions, your mind. We're going to cycle through this one more time. So again, begin inhaling the same oil. Your awareness is on the navel. Your spleen on the left-hand side below the ribs. Your Mingmen, the area opposite the navel on your low back, your Mingmen. Go to the sex chakra, where the sex organs are. the bottom of the tailbone. The soles of your feet. Just be still, be aware. Now, notice how you feel. Now, the section in the allergy class, you know, it's lower emotions, and really the idea is to kind of change what happens when we get triggered. You know, and sometimes it's a physiological trigger in the body, or sometimes it's something in the environment that triggers like a physiological emotional response. And so with this, a lot of times our emotions and our mind aren't really aware of what is happening with the body. And eventually it catches up, but the body can cause emotional disruptions or emotional instability simply because of the conditioning that's happened over a period of time. And so the goal is, with when you're going through and treating these things, is to spend time doing this over a period of time. You know, it's not just like, oh, when anger flares up or when stress pops up, but if you do this over a period of time, you're really starting to temper that type of emotional response so that when it gets triggered again, it's a 2 instead of a 10. And so if you have predispositions for you know, something like anger or anxiety or you know, stress, a lot of times we think of it from the point of view of what do I do in the middle of that situation. But an even stronger approach is to go through and temper that response before you're in that state. Like if you know, like, I go into these situations, I just get upset, I get angry, then temper it before you go in there. And so you're not overwhelmed by the emotional response. Or if you stress out and get triggered really easily, then go through and you temper it so that over a period of time, it's something that is like, yeah, I feel stressed, but I also feel like I can manage. Right. And so let's do the same thing now with anxiety, acute anxiety. Everybody is prone to it. You know, sometimes we'll feel it from time to time, and sometimes it just seems like day after day after day, we're in kind of an anxious state. Sometimes it can be the nervous system. A lot of times it's your breath. Like your breath is just short and rapid, and it starts to cause anxiety. Sometimes it's an endocrine issue. And sometimes it can be a little bit of an emotional or mental issue, but there's usually 3 or 4 things that I cross off before I even go to the emotional or mental issue. And so this is at the bottom of page 24. And again, we're looking if you have hyssop, kava kava, you could have lemongrass, Palo Santo. This is one that's actually really quite nice for treating anxiety. It gets overlooked a lot. Palo Santo is really good. Rue is also really super good. Spikenard, really super good for this. Valerian or vetiver. So try to choose one of those from the kits that you have. I think we're good. Okay, so begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your front heart. You're still inhaling. Your awareness is on your front heart. Move your awareness to the shoulder minors, so the outer part of your chest where the chest and shoulder meets. Keep inhaling on that outer part of your chest where the chest and shoulder meets, known as the shoulder minors. Go to your back heart, the area between your shoulder blades. Keep inhaling with your awareness on your back heart between your shoulder blades. Your awareness is on your navel. Your awareness is 1.5 inches below your navel. Your awareness is on the crown. Just be still, be aware. Just be still. Keep your eyes closed. Just be still. Just let go for a moment. You're just being still. Again, begin inhaling, same oil, same application. Your awareness is on your heart. Move your awareness to the shoulder minors, the outside of the chest, where the chest and shoulders meet. Go to the back heart, the area between your shoulder blades. Down to your navel. You're an inch and a half below the navel. Your awareness is on your crown. Just be still, be aware, just let go. Just let go. Just be still, let go. Pay attention to your body, your emotions, your mind. Okay, how do you feel? Let's get a little bit of feedback and then let's go into some questions. Questions about this and just questions about anything. Anything goes.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
hey, Peggy.
Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Appreciation is mine, a profound appreciation. For the last year, the different levels of my own, me, myself, and I processing with the oils has been amazing. And I've had PTSD training before, and I went to the market the other day. You know, I've had my shots. I think I'm doing really good. And out of the peripheral, I can see this little lady, and I'm not very tall any longer, this little lady encroaching on my space. And I was aware I started having difficulty thinking. And so
Yeah,
initially,
perfect
really,
example.
and
Yeah,
then he said, you have to, I put my debit card in, you have to put your code. And I'm aware, I'm aware that she's encroaching on my space, and I don't want to be rude, and I don't want to be to a little old lady, but she's right next to me. And I said, I'm having trouble. And he looks at me, and I'm kind of making, and he says, ma'am, will you move back? She's trying to put in her code. She leaned, she didn't move. She was still less than a foot away from me. And I realized I'm kind of having a stressful moment here.
Yeah.
And so that's what I thought of with our first session. And
Yeah.
after you ran through it a second time, oh, I felt a lot more relaxed. But with
Yeah.
this one, I think it was a deeper level. My sinuses
Yeah.
and my teeth were kind of throbbing. And when you said crown, I kind of looked up and I realized, ooh, I got pressure behind my eyes. So I'm so grateful that I'm here and having an opportunity to play with this. And I do want to be prepared for next time I'm in that situation.
You bring up a perfect example is, if you think about everything that's gone on this last year and a half, we're really super displaced. The way that we have done things in the external world, society out and about, the dynamic has changed, and everybody's in a different place with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people, you say 6 feet, they do 10. Some people you say do 6 feet and they're standing there like, right next to you where you can feel their breath. And like, so, everybody is in these different kind of places with everything that's going on. And, everybody and everything has been displaced to a certain degree. And this thing with the stress and the anxiety, it's really a 1-2 punch. But I mean, nobody is immune from that stress or that low-grade anxiety. And it's just one of those things that you can do on a regular basis. And you'll just notice when things are happening, it's not that you don't like start to get stressed, but it's not like a trigger, and you can kind of think out of it. And you also kind of give yourself like, well, I'm just going to step back, or I'm going to turn and say something without, being agitated and saying it in a stern way. You just say, hey, could you step back a little bit? And then, you might even get to a place where you can make a joke about it, or, something like, you do these on a regular basis, and you'll notice that your responses kind of change, because these are starting to get in at like the root physiological emotional responses. And so we're just trying to survive in these external situations and get by. And a lot of times the emotions that we're feeling start off with our physiology in all these different situations. And so I was sitting and I was thinking about, I want to do like a series of classes that are like targeting things and just really simplified approaches that people can do with their clients or with peers or something like that are targeting just genuine problems, and to be able to do it with the things you already have. You know what I mean? Like, take the things that you have in your kits and be able to go through and either help yourself or help some people around you. And stress and anxiety keeps coming up in my mind. The immune system, stress, and anxiety are the three things that, I think fears could be put in that as well. But, we're going to do like a little series like we did with the allergy thing, where we're just going to keep putting out some little free educational classes that just help people function with everything that's going on these days.
Well, that free class on my newsletter this morning, thank you again. At 6 this morning, I played the spinal thing, because in the past, that spinal process helped me immensely. And so I thought, okay, I'll do this morning. And I moved on through it, and I was really grateful to have it, and I felt better. And I told 2 different people about it. You guys get the newsletter
perfect
yet?
example. Perfect example.
It is a perfect example. You did good. Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you. We're trying to do like 2 things. We're trying to go deeper for the ones that are, the serious students, but we also want to simplify some things that's just very practical that people can use in normal everyday life without having to go through like a pattern or through some big involved process. Because like I think about it, like if I wanted to get somebody like my mom to do it, I'm not going to get her to do a pattern. She might do it once, but she's not going to do it kind of often. And so I think about it from that point of view as like somebody who's not really into this, they want to feel better. Like, how can we do it and make it as uncomplicated as possible? Like, just really super simple. And so it's one of the things that we're going to be talking about over the next couple months, and just a series of these like kind of free classes and in the study groups, and sometimes even just in our month or weekly newsletter, we'll be doing it. So
One more thing, please, before I let you
Uh-huh.
go. My newest oil, I'm so grateful I have it. OM, the one that's many different flowers.
osmanthus. Yeah,
I
osmanthus.
need help even pronouncing it. Thank you very much. Will you give
Yeah,
me a
osmanthus.
couple,
Yeah.
yes, a couple things about it again, please?
Oh, it's very good for taking it into that right brain. It's really used almost exclusively in things that are for like deep meditation, ceremonial healing, or ceremony. Every once in a while, it gets used in a perfume, just because it really changes your thinking. Like there's certain oils that in the old school medical aromatherapy thing, they would call them a hypnotic, which is, it's not that it's like it hypnotizes you, but hypnotic in medical aromatherapy means it has the ability to change your thinking in a very short amount of time. Like it's just like, say you're in a stress state and you inhale it a few times, you'll go, what was I thinking about? It takes you out of that state. And so very good for shifting to higher states of consciousness, or very good for shifting out of, like you said, like you could have a PTSD response and be stuck in that PTSD way of thinking, and you inhale it a few times and then you'll go, God, what was I triggered about? You really kind of step out of it. And so it's really usually utilized in like anointing oils and things for meditation or for really deep psychological healing.
Well, I looked it up when I first was attracted to the name, like a whole bunch of different flowers, oils or flowers put together to make it up. Is that true? How do you make
No,
it?
it's just the one
One oil?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, Zakia.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm
How's life
great.
out there
I
in the
love
Bronx?
your orange shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Looks nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
A friend just texted me and said they found cancer cells in her lymph nodes.
Okay.
So in addition to bay laurel, what would you suggest?
Well, bay laurel would be good for clearing lymph nodes, but when you start dealing with cancer cells, there's like a handful of things that kind of fall back on. One is yarrow. Yarrow is good, especially if they're real super inflammatory in nature.
Right.
Another is anything with like a needle, like pine trees, for example. Like pine can be good for slowing down the process of the chaotic cell growth.
Right.
And so like any sort of pine you could throw at that. And then another one that you really
Like
don't think about.
Sylvester pine?
Yeah, Sylvester pine, any of the pines, dwarf pine, Sylvester pine, any of them will work.
Okay.
And then, and I'd say kind of healthy dosages, like probably on the skin, you could get her to start doing 10, 12 drops, a day, like, spread it out, like 3 or 4 drops. And then in a few hours, another 3 or 4 drops. And then, later in the day,
What
another
of these
4 drops.
he's blended with the bay laurel, yarrow, and pine?
I wouldn't throw bay laurel in the mix. I would, for them being in the lymph nodes, I would go strictly with
Yarrow and pine.
Right. And so I just choose one of them. It doesn't have to be a combination. The other one that you can do relatively high dosages of is lemon. Lemon is actually quite good for that.
Okay.
Yeah. I tend to use pine. Like if there was to be like an inflammatory tumor, like in the breast, I'll do like put several drops of yarrow on the area and then put a cold compress over the top of it, because the water will drive the yarrow in. This only works with yarrow and German chamomile, by the way. But the yarrow will move away from the water. So like you put the yarrow in, let it soak in for a minute, and then put a moist towel over it, and it will drive the yarrow into the body to where you want it to go. But
Okay.
since you're dealing with lymph nodes, I mean, you could try that with lymph nodes. Yeah. The other thing that I always try to do with people who are dealing with tumor growths is mushrooms like maitake or chaga. Chaga
Okay.
is like a one that I usually have them take big dosages of chaga,
Okay.
you know, like probably a couple thousand milligrams a day. You know,
Okay.
like if they can, like, you know, 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams a day.
Okay.
You know, if you go online and you find it and it's in a powder form, you don't pay for the capsules, and it really doesn't taste that bad. You know, you can mix it in your morning tea or something
Right.
and drink it down, and it keeps the cost down by going through and doing that. Chaga is really good also for tumor growths, especially inflammatory tumor growths.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, those are a good starting point. The other thing that I usually have them do is I have them take digestive enzymes, but between their meals instead of with their meals. I have it do it in between. And the idea or the theory is that the digestive enzymes help to break down the outer like covering of the tumor,
Right.
and then allows the body to break it down a little bit better.
Is there
So
a particular brand?
I usually use Wobezyme.
Spell that?
Wobezyme.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the other thing is like when you're looking at tumor growths, any cancer patient that I've ever had, the limbic centers are super over agitated. And it could be because of the tumor growth itself, or it could be that, you know, they had a lot of stress, or, you know, who knows? They had a lot of wear and tear on the body, and the vital centers or the limbic centers were super over agitated.
Right.
And so one of the things that I used to do with either oils, or I would actually do it with healing, is I would go through and I would treat the vital centers, you know, so that kit that came in your class, the one for the vital centers, I mean, I would go through, and even if they don't follow the patterns, have them just inhale each of the oils kind of in that order.
Right.
And that right there, I find that usually slows down the tumor growth.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those things where it's hard to validate, but like whenever I was able to get somebody to do that, they would go back and get evaluated, and they'd say all of a sudden the growth stopped, and sometimes the tumors were actually shrinking, and that sometimes was actually even without healing. But when those cases that I had where we actually were able to cure the condition with no other treatment other than what I was doing, you know, there was a bunch that didn't work. So I want to be super clear about that.
Right.
But
Right.
we had like 6 cases really close, and then had a couple other cases, you know, that was like spread out. Every one of them we did vital centers work.
So the vital centers, is that a specific class, or was it with?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you had taken the class. Yeah. It's so there's a kit that what we did is, like, if you got it's 11 blends. If you bought the kit, you got the class for free. But
that one.
Yeah. And so you know, if you're doing a lot of hardcore treatments like that, that might be something that you think about at some point, because I
Okay.
mean, anything chronic, excuse me, anything chronic, treating the vital centers first makes it much easier to treat later. Like, you know, you do that a couple of sessions, and then you go through and treat. It unwinds some emotional things. It unwinds a bunch of the physical things. It calms and stabilizes the body. It allows you to go much deeper and do deep work. And so
That's the kit that cost 400 and something.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So what was the name of that? Or Do I just order the
Vital,
Vital Centers kit?
yeah, Vital Centers, yeah.
Vital
And
Centers.
it has all, yeah, because they're blends, and then the blends are like made to actually work with each other. Like, so the blends are actually like, you know, part of an even bigger, like, kind of blend.
So if I
And
order
so-
that, does it come with a workbook?
Yeah, it comes with the whole class. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, if I'm ordering it now and I'm not in the class, how do I get the workbook?
Yeah, you would get the recording and you'll get the PDF.
Oh, okay. So I can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
order it randomly or have to wait till the class comes up again?
No, we were looking at it. We are going to teach the class again in the 10th and 11th of July. But if you're treating somebody like that, I would get it, do the recording, or at least follow the PDF. And then you get a free review when the class comes around in July.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
You're so welcome. It's really, there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing that's based on the vital centers, the brain waves. You know, some of those kits that we've talked about over a period of time, there's going to be a lot of kind of free study groups where we're utilizing those to do some deeper work. So
Right.
it's a good investment.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Greg, it's Laura.
Hey, Laura.
I have a friend, and I'm going to mispronounce this, has tinnitus, tinnitus.
Yeah, they say it both ways, tinnitus or tinnitus, yeah.
And it's driving her crazy. And do you have any suggestions?
Well, right off the bat, you know, so most times tinnitus or tinnitus is, even though you're hearing it in the ear, it's actually not the nerve that goes to the ear. And so you're having an agitated nerve that's causing the ringing. And a lot of times what it is, it's like the transmitters that are firing in the brain. So you can use something like rosemary, petitgrin, basil, and have her inhale it and just keep putting her awareness on the brain, like on both sides of her brain. And a lot of times that will knock it out.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
just multiple times of the day, or?
Yeah, like, I mean, like when she sits and inhales it, like 25 inhalations at once, you know, just like, you know, sit down, not even following a pattern, just her awareness is on her brain. Do that and then have her do it a couple of times. And usually it will start diminishing even within the first treatment, but sometimes it takes several treatments to really start knocking it down.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, if that doesn't work, you let us know and we'll kind of come up with a little bit more involved protocol. But that one, it's really simple. They don't really have to do a complicated pattern, and most times it knocks it out.
So is it better to stick with one oil all the time?
No, she can rotate it. Yeah, you know, because what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to increase blood flow to the brain, and you're wanting to strengthen the brain, because a lot of times when that's happening, the brain is getting a little bit fatigued. And so all of that can be very strengthening and regulating to the brain. And a lot of times that will knock it out. If that's not knocking it out, then we can do something a little bit different, a little bit more involved. But I usually like to try to start simple.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Somebody was asking rosemary and what other oils?
Petitgrin, which is Petitgrain, and basil. You know, so just choose one of them. You know, any of the rosemaries, you know, just regular plain old basil, and any of the petitgrins. Yeah.
Apology.
Hey, Balaji.
Hey Greg, good evening.
Hey.
So I guess just start off with the quick feedback, because I had a stressful day at work,
Okay.
and then after when you walked us through, it just definitely made a big difference, in the sense I don't know what I was stressing about, so I'm good now.
Well, you know, I mean, that's actually the perfect point, is like sometimes we don't even know what we're stressing about. Like emotionally, mentally, we might not even be that stressed, but you walk out and your body is super stressed, you're super fatigued, you know, you're wiped out, or you can't think straight. And sometimes it's just physical stress, you know, it's just physical. Yeah.
Right. And I had a couple of questions. So
Sure,
one
fire
is
away.
again, so based on the class we had this past Saturday, right? That was around like allergies, emotional response due to allergies
Mhm.
and so on. But again, coming to like sort of the physical allergies, if you will, because I had a quick run this evening before the class with my son, and after coming back again, there was so much pollen. I washed my face, I blew my nose, but I still feel like stuffed up. And my son again has watery eyes, stuffy nose. I was wondering what can we do to get immediate sort of relief from pollen allergy?
Okay, let's go through and look at this. So you're having watery eyes just right off the bat, and so you got exposed to a bunch of pollen.
Yeah, so we were, I guess, just went for a jog, and yeah, it's like stuffy nose, watery eyes, and yeah.
Do you happen to have the allergy support?
No, I don't know. Sorry, yeah, no.
Okay, because it was in there was what kit was that in? Was it one for the crown?
Or maybe I do because there are so many, so I don't. Maybe I've lost track. So.
Yeah. Okay. Do you happen to have Neoli? Are you aware of that? Neoli?
I'm pretty sure I don't have that. Sorry.
What about blue tansy? Do you have blue tansy though?
Maybe if it's come in one part of the kits, I might, but I can't. That doesn't ring a bell. But maybe I need to get a inventory of what I
Okay,
have.
let's do this. How about you? Do you have hyssop decumbens?
Oh yeah, hyssop I definitely have. I don't think I have.
Yeah, but do you have decumbens or do you just have regular hyssop?
Regular hyssop, so yeah. And I have like Croatian hyssop or something. I do have that, so Croatian I think or something.
Yeah, the decumbens would probably work better, but I mean, my first choice would probably be, like I said, like the allergy support or the blue tansy. But let's have you just do some deep inhalations with the hyssop and just see if that won't calm it down.
Sure. Okay.
For both you and your son.
Sure.
How old's your son? How old's your son?
He is like 13 now. 13.
Yeah, for both you guys, that should be perfect.
Great. Okay. Thank you. And then
Yeah.
another follow-up question from last week or maybe last Tuesday I had. So as you had suggested, I did start the brain waves and vital centers this Sunday, like once a week. That's my goal. I want to do that, as you suggested. Then on the following days, can I do the like other chakra classes in the sense like the crown?
Oh yeah,
chakra?
yeah. Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then is there like do those chakra classes maybe like sort of tied to a particular day, like or not really? I guess for example, can I start off anywhere or should I start say like Monday crown, or is there like a particular day which
No, you can just start it wherever you want. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you very much.
Good. Let us know if that doesn't knock it out. Okay.
All right, so we'll do. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, you bet.
Somebody did say allergy support they think is in the sacred fire class.
Yeah, it's so Balaji, I think it's in the sacred fire class.
If you took that.
Maybe,
If you took that, allergy support is in there.
oh, maybe I missed that class. So maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. Yeah.
We were just trying to track it down for you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I do have some type in ones. Go with the first one really quick here. And if you guys want to unmute yourself to ask the question, please go right ahead, as always. Since yesterday, I'm not feeling well, having allergy symptoms, runny nose and itchy ears and throat. Took over-the-counter medications. I have lack of energy today. Any suggestions?
Again, what oils do you have? Allergy support or blue tansy, even Neoli? Any of those?
Yeah, they've already left.
Oh, okay. They left already. So yeah. Next question, I guess. Yeah, I was gonna run them through a protocol. But...
Go ahead, let me know. I'll email it to them.
Okay.
Just verbally say what it would be. if that's okay.
We were going to do just the agitated allergic response. So NUA, Armoise, Blue Tansy, Mugwort, Sweet Annie, or allergy support. And it's the first part of the booklet, and I was just going to run them through that.
Perfect. Just, they told me they had to leave. I emailed them.
Okay.
We did have a couple of feedbacks in general from the protocol. I'm zonked.
Yeah, zonked. Yeah, hopefully it knocked the stress and anxiety. I mean, it's a great way to end the day, by the way. But you just come home, you know, like Balaji said, like he was stressed out and didn't even know why. By the time he got done with the protocol, it's like, I can't remember why I was so stressed out. I mean, that is actually kind of a normal response. Stress is something that you really don't realize how stressed you are until it's gone. Yeah.
I started restless and agitated, but then I became calmer.
Good, good, good.
Just so you guys know, osmanthus is not on the site. If you are interested in osmanthus, you can email us at Plant Chronic Calendar.
Yeah, it's actually quite hard to get, and there's not a lot of it that floats around, and so we don't even put it on the site. It's in a few blends, but
does osmanthus calm you if you are in a situation where lower emotions are triggered?
It would somewhat, but there's much cheaper ways of doing that. I mean, just something like blue tansy, spikenard, valerian. They'll do it for 20% of the cost, or maybe blue tansy a little bit expensive, but like a third the price, let's say.
Back to when you were talking about Zakia about the Vital Centers kit. Is there a length of time to have them do this every other day?
Oh, yeah, that's a very good question. With cancer patients, I have them do it like every other day or even every day. There's a couple of patients right now that, I really, I don't do healings like I used to. So a lot of times what I'm doing is doing treatments where I'm giving somebody a protocol to do and just, having them do the protocol. And there's some people with some really chronic health issues that I just have them following the Vital Centers thing daily. And there was significant improvement in several of those cases. And so I don't even have them following the whole patterns. I just have them inhaling it. And there's one or two of them that are following the patterns. But for the most part, sometimes I just have them inhale them in that particular order. That's it. Not even the patterns. So yeah, you can have them do it daily.
Would you take, back to the one with allergy support, the allergy stuff, would you take allergy support internally?
You could, but I think it's actually better inhaled. I don't know that it helps that. If you were wanting to take something internal to knock that down, Greenland moss taken over a period of time will definitely reduce the allergic response. It takes a little while for it to kick in, so it's not good for acute cases, damage control when something flares up. But if you're trying to eradicate long-term allergies, taken on a daily basis, Greenland moss can be very, very helpful.
Any recommendations for us in integrating the use of the blend Vital Centers along with the 11 Vital Center oils?
That's a way to kind of treat that without doing all 11. So that was in one or two protocols. You can do that as like a touch up in between working the 11 centers. That was originally what that was intended for, or just a way to treat things kind of quickly. But the 11 centers are much more potent. So use that like kind of in between the protocols. Yeah, that's what I used to do like maintenance with on myself.
Took the class Saturday, slept soundly Saturday night. Sunday night was not so good. Yesterday, we ran through agitated allergy support and one other section of our choice. We all slept well last night again.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to re-educate the immune system. And so like, you know, like the day that you have it, you do good. And then the next day, not so much. Your body is changing a little bit. So you just have to kind of go through and treat it consistently. I'm kind of thinking maybe we need to do it again tonight.
Mhm.
Do we have a bunch more questions or no? Okay, let's do this. Let's run through the agitated allergic response. I know we just did it on Saturday, but it's better to be done consistently. So again, if you have Anua, Armoise, Blue Tansy, Mugwort, Sweet Annie, or allergy support, any of those will be helpful. And this is, we're re-educating the allergic response. We're taking it out of, re-educating is not the right word. We're taking it out of an agitated state or a hyper-reactive state.
And what page is this?
It's on page, it's not marked, page 1.
Oh. Just looking for the oils again. I did have one question before we get started.
Sure.
And it was, is Amumbiri a type of myrrh or something else altogether? I did look it up and I can show you what it says.
I'd have to look it up. I'm not familiar with that name. What is it? I'll have to look it up. You know, a lot of times plants are called by different names, and so I'll have to take that down the rabbit hole to see. But I'll check it out for you.
Okay, so again, we are on page 1, and the choices again: Anua, Armoise, Blue Tansy, Mugwort, Sweet Annie. You have the oil blend allergy support.
Right.
Yes, Artemisia is okay.
Yeah. Okay, so ready? Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your crown. Do Blue Tansy if you can find it. Move your awareness to the right sole of your foot. The left palm. The right palm. the left sole of your foot. And your crown. Just be still, be aware. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the crown. Your awareness is on the left sole of your foot. Your right palm. Your left palm. Your awareness is on the right sole of your foot. In your crown. Just be still, be aware, just let go for a moment. Again, begin inhaling. Your awareness is on your crown, the top of your head. Your awareness is on your forehead. Between your eyebrows, the ajna. Down to your throat. Your back head, opposite your eyebrows on the back side. Move your awareness to your heart, the center of your chest. your back heart, between your shoulder blades. Move your awareness to the lungs. Your front solar, below your ribs on the upper part of your abdomen. Your back solar plexus, your mid back area. Your liver. Your awareness is on the front side and the back side of your liver, on the right hand side below your ribs. Your front spleen. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Your navel. Your awareness is on your navel. Your front spleen on the left hand side below the ribs. Move your awareness to the back side, that same area, but on your back. Your back spleen. Your low back area, opposite the navel on the spine. the sex chakra, where the sex organs are. The bottom of your tailbone, the basic chakra. Just be still, be aware. How did that treat you? Okay, we're gonna, for those following along in the PDF, we're gonna go to page 11, which is re-education and regeneration of the autonomic nervous system. So spikenard and valerian are your A+ traces. If you don't have that, let's have you try either vetiver or marjoram, but really spikenard or valerian are your best bets. If you don't have that, let us know, but
Is spikenard extra okay?
spikenard extra actually does something different, so it doesn't really work the way we want it to do here. So it's better to stick with just spikenard. If you don't have that, then do one of the other choices, vetiver or marjoram. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Okay, so begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the front heart. Your awareness is on the back heart. Your awareness is on the front heart. Your awareness is on the back heart. Your awareness is on the front heart again. Your awareness is on the back heart. Your awareness is on your jaws, where they hinge in front of the ears. Go to your back head, opposite your eyebrows. Just be still. Okay, we'll start the next application. Same oil. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is between your eyebrows, the ajna. Awareness is on your throat. Your awareness is on your throat minor, which is the bottom of the throat, the little notch between the two collarbones. The cheek minors, right under the cheekbones. The jaw minors, where they hinge in front of the ears. The ear minors, which are the ear canals, the holes in your ears. The back heart, the area between your shoulder blades. Your front solar plexus, below the ribs on the front side. in the back solar plexus, which is the mid back. Just be still. Keep your eyes closed and just be still. Just let everything go. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the front solar plexus below your ribs. Your back solar plexus, the mid back area. Awareness is on your spleen on the left-hand side below the ribs. Your navel. An inch and a half below your navel. The bottom of your tailbone. your front knees, the area below your kneecaps. The back of your knees, the soles of your feet. Just be still. Just let go, just be still. Begin inhaling, your awareness is on your throat. Your awareness is on your throat minor, the bottom part of your throat. Your back throat, the middle of the back of your neck. Your jaws, where they hinge. the temples. The back head, opposite your eyebrows. Your forehead, where the hairline is. Your brain. The bones in your neck. The area between your shoulder blades. The spine between your shoulder blades. Your mid back. Your low back, the lower part of your spine. The floor of your pelvis, the perineum or perineum, between the anus and the sex organs, and the floor of your pelvis. The soles of your feet. Be still, be aware, just let go. Okay, you guys, we covered both agitated allergic response, and then we did some re-education on the autonomic nervous system, which is actually still tied to your allergic response. And hopefully you guys feel a bit better. We'll be revisiting this again, but you can do this on a regular basis. Sorry, but I need to step into my next meeting. And so we will pick up where we left off next Tuesday. So I'll be seeing some of you on the weekend with the materialization class, and some of you tomorrow night for the aspects of the heart with the vital centers. So anyway, take care, you guys. Love you, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Gotta sign off.